everybody. Today we're going to make almond butter chocolate chip cookies from the Oh She Glows blog, and I'll put a link to it in the comments. It's also in the first Oh She Glows cookbook as well, which is my favorite vegan cookbook. So I definitely recommend getting it. So you're going to start with a flax egg, and if you've never done that before, you buy flaxseed in the bin, you grind it up in your Vitamix or blender, and then it turns into this powder. So 1 egg is 1 tablespoon of the flax powder with 3 tablespoons water. So I'm doubling this recipe, so we're going to do 2 eggs. So I did 2 tablespoons plus 6 tablespoons of water, and then you let it sit because it's kind of gel-like. So you want to let that sit for 5 minutes. So I've done that first to start, and I've preheated the oven at 350. So while that flaxseed is working its magic, the next thing we're going to add is the vegan. I use Earth Balance vegan butter sticks. They work great. And 1 cup is the whole stick. Okay, so I've cut it in half. And I've let it soften. I had it sitting out on the counter because it's much easier to work with. So if you want to pull it out of the refrigerator a little early, it makes a big difference. So we're going to do 1 cup of vegan butter. And again, I'm doubling the recipe. And then we are going to add the almond butter. So I'm going to use Kirkland organic almond butter from Costco. It's great. And it's going to be a half a cup of almond butter. So we do have some plant protein. And you could use peanut butter. You could do whatever, sunflower butter if you can't do nuts. And see what you think that way. So I'm going to get all the almond butter. And then we're going to blend those two together. The butter and the almond butter. So by letting the butter sit out on the counter, it's much easier to blend. Okay, then we're going to add in our sugar. So again, I'm doubling this, so it seems like a lot of sugar, but I'm doing 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of regular sugar. Okay, and we're going to blend those together as well. Okay, then we're going to add in our flax egg. And if you can't do flax, you could use Bob Red Mill has an egg replacer, and you could try that instead. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons vanilla. And then that will be it for our wet ingredients. So we're going to blend that together one more time. Tilt it, see what's going on here. So really mixes up well. It's going to get a little bit of the side here combined. And if you freeze your butter, which some people do, definitely pull it out far in advance, the night before or something, because it's so much easier. I've learned the hard way working with frozen butter. All right, now we're going to have our dry ingredients. We're going to start with 1 cup of Bob's Red Mill all-purpose baking flour. You can also use oat flour. You can just grind up oats in your Vitamix or blender and make oat flour, which is what the recipe calls for. And oats have a binding ability also, so it might even work better. I'm just going to use the Bob's Red Mill. And then it also asks for a cup of almond flour. So I'm using that as well, which is from Bob's Red Mill. Add that, and then we have baking powder and baking soda. So I'm going to start with the baking powder, 1 teaspoon. so that it will rise. That's important. And let's make sure, yep, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then always optional is a little salt. Do 1/4 of a teaspoon, 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. Okay. And we'll blend that together and we're almost done. And these are so good. That's why I'm doubling it so we don't run out in a week. Or less actually. You can put the rest of them in the freezer. Off my beaters there. That'll be a fun snack, and you can eat it because there's no raw eggs, no risk of salmonella. So you can see how it's coming together, very doughy. I'm just going to give it a little scoop. And the last thing we're going to add and fold in just with this spoon are the chocolate chips. And I've been using these Trader Joe's chocolate chips. Now they don't say vegan, they don't even say non-dairy, but when you read the ingredients on the back, there's no dairy. It does say it's manufactured and when processed with equipments that have dairy, but I'm allergic to dairy and I've never had a reaction. But everybody's different, so it's up to you. You also could do, if you aren't doing chocolate, you could do these carob chips by Sunspire, and I get those at the health food store also. All right, so it's up to you. But I just fold in about 1/2 cup to 1/4 cup of these chocolate chips from Trader Joe's. They're addicting, so look out. And Kirkland, Costco has a large bag of non-dairy chocolate chips, and that might be a better choice if you are, have a very allergic reaction to dairy that maybe I'm just not experiencing. So you want to fold those in. You can see what's happening. And then I'm going to get this stuff out of the way, and we will scoop them up. So I bought this new cookie sheet that seems to be working well. I can get more on there and they seem to bake more evenly. I also have this cookie dough scoop. I love this. My friend from work got it at Ralph's, which is a Kroger store in San Diego, and it just really helps the process, because sometimes that's why I don't like to make cookies, because it seems so daunting to have to roll the balls, especially when you double a recipe. All right. I might add a few more chips. All right. My husband gets mad if I don't add enough chips, and it does really make it. All right, so now we're going to use our scoop and start taking them out. Okay. Let's see how easy that is. I should pull them apart a little bit further. I could get one more on there. And so on. So I'm going to keep doing that. And then I'm going to bake them at 350 for about 12 to 14 minutes. So if you like your cookies softer, start with 12. If you like them crispy, go to 14 minutes. Everybody's oven's different, so you'll just have to experiment and see what you like best. But I'll see you in a minute with some fresh cookies. Thanks. Back. I let the cookies bake for 13 minutes, and they actually turned out amazing. That scoop really helps keep the shape, and they're kind of big, which is fun. So I hope you will try the recipe. Please click like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to my channels. I make weekly vegan recipes. And as always, thank you for saving animals with your food choice.